I know it's been a long while since I made a video. I have a good reason for that though. It's been a very busy year, and a lot has happened in the months that I have been gone. Like, for example, I have a baby. So that is what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to be sharing my pregnancy story. You know, this is very different from what I would usually make with my little cute Q&As and my haul videos and stuff, which I will get back to those. I do gotta continue my other Q&A haul that I have, Q&A that I have not finished or even started recording yet. I have the questions in my damn tablet and I just have done nothing with them. So because of the fact that I was busy. But this video is just going to be about my pregnancy story, so I hope you guys will sit down and enjoy it. So let's get into it. So basically, it's been a long time, and I know you're probably like, wait, what? You're pregnant? You didn't look pregnant in your other videos? I know. You know my birthday haul? Yeah, I got pregnant around that time, during March. March was the time that I got pregnant, and I did not know. And I know you're probably like, well, how the heck did you not know? I had no symptoms, none whatsoever. I wasn't throwing up. I didn't have any morning sickness, none of the stuff that you would think. The only thing I had was cravings and my hormones. And about my period, I was taking birth control, and my birth control pills would take off my period most of the time. So me not having my period wasn't also, you know, concerning to me because of the fact that I thought it was just my birth control taking away my period again. Like literally it came a little bit one time and then it just went away the next day. So that's why I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, it's just my birth control pills taking it away. Cool, whatever. But when I did find out I was pregnant, I was 5 months. So basically at the time, you know, during March, I was working at McDonald's. Like I said, I was still very energetic. I didn't have anything wrong with me. Like I was just still good. But I did notice now looking back that, you know, my hormones were a little whack. You know, I was very emotional and stuff like that. And then during the summer, in the beginning of the summer, like around May, I moved to one of the stores in the mall, Briarwood Mall. And, you know, I was still doing really good. You know, my energy was still great. I was dressing up and doing all the fun stuff. But during my months of working, I started, like, my mood started really deteriorating, and I started getting more down and a lot more quieter, which is very abnormal for me as a person who talks a lot. I talk a lot. So when I get quiet, it's like very like a, is she good? Like, what's wrong with Desi? Is she all right? What's going on? So, yeah, no, it was very concerning. It was my manager was just like, hey, like, are you pregnant? And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just probably gaining weight. So, which is the case. I thought I was gaining weight, which made me very insecure because, you know, I was already very insecure about myself. So the fact that my stomach was starting to get a little bit bigger was just very concerning to me. That was another thing though of how I found out I was 5 months and didn't realize until I was 5 months, is because that's when my stomach actually started growing. And during my first trimester, my stomach was the same. Like, I'm very tiny. I'm a tiny person. So, you know, my stomach wasn't really that big, and it wasn't really changing until it got to the second trimester. So, you know, my mom even said I was wondering if I was pregnant. Everybody just kept asking if I was pregnant. And I think the last straw, this was during the summertime too, which I can say that was the worst summer of my life. 2024 summer sucked. I hope this summer is a lot better because me and my boyfriend was going through it last year. We don't recommend. So, but one day me and my boyfriend was going to the store, and his friend was there with his aunt, and they came and they was like, she's like, hey, are you pregnant? And I was like, no. And my boyfriend was like, well, we don't know. And I was like, And his friend was like, wait, what? And we was like, oh yeah, we don't know, like what, da da da. And so we had we got back into the car, and after she had said that, it just really started getting me thinking again, because, you know, like, after all the questions, I'm like, okay, like, this is like the most questions I've gotten asked since. I might as well just go see. So he gets paid from his job, and we go get a pregnancy test, and they were both positive, clear blue. That's what I got. I got a clear blue, and it was 2 of them, and they were both positive, and I felt everything but happiness. You know, I was really sad and just scared, didn't know what to do, and at the time, you know, it was just, we weren't in a good place, me and my boyfriend. It was really a heartbreaking time for us. A lot of stuff was going on, and it just wasn't looking good for our relationship, and we eventually fell downhill to the point where we did break up. Considering that, you know, we were moving with each other. I moved in with, you know, him and his mom and sister 2 years ago. It was about to be 3 years. 2 years ago, I moved in with them, and you know, when I moved in with them, everything was cool. But last year, you know, we moved into our new apartment with him and his mom and his sister, and it was a very stressful time. We was moving stuff, and my hormones was really at its high because I was super stressed, super hot, and just annoyed, to the point where we started having arguments over like the most littlest, pettiest things, which was super stupid. And so, you know, once we settled in our new place and we found out I was 5 months, he kind of threw the bomb at me, like, hey, like, I don't think this is gonna work, because, you know, we're both not happy, and it's just, we're just not making each other happy like we should, you know. And he told me a lot of things that I've done in our relationship, and, you know, there's a lot of things that he's done in our relationship that I wouldn't say like it should be the end all be all, but it was just, all the things that we told each other was just a bunch of miscommunication that we did not have. And I have a very hard time opening up and communicating because of the traumas that I have, so which alleviates too much pain. And I told my mom that, you know, when we broke up and stuff, I was having a really stressful day one day, and I just wanted to really hang out with him and like chill, but he wanted to go do something else, and we both got upset, and I just didn't want to stay in the house anymore, so I left and I went to my mom's. And, you know, that was the first time I really cried in front of my mom. I don't really like crying in front of my mom because of our past problems, but, you know, we've grown out of that and we talked it out and everything's cool now. But yeah, I went to her house and I told her everything, and I was just breaking down, and she was like, do you need a hug? And I was like, yeah, I do. And I cried, and she's like, you know, it's okay to cry. And we basically talked out everything. I told her my problems, and I told her, like, you know, he just wants me to be happy, and that, you know, there's just no communication and stuff. And she was like, well, you know, you can't love someone else without loving yourself, and it's definitely not going to work if you don't have any communication. And it's true, you know, you need a communication in any type of relationship, whether that's loving or not, you know, in a friendship, in a family ship, in a relationship, you know, communication is key to everything. You have to communicate, otherwise you're not going to understand what's going to be going on and how things are going to work, which a lot of people do not realize, that even if they don't have problems with trauma or anything like that, they can be the most fine person in the world, like they all good, no past problems or nothing like that, and still don't know how to communicate. Dang, how your life better than mine and you still don't know how to communicate? Crazy. But, you know, yeah, so there was just a lot of miscommunication and a lot of problems that we didn't know that we had until now, because he had just brought these problems up, and I also just brought the problems with him up. So it was basically just lingering problems that we had, and it all just boiled down to that moment. And so, you know, I was really upset, and we broke it off for a minute, and I was like, damn, this is a really crappy time to do this shit while I'm pregnant, you know, like, great job, dude. But I didn't blame him, because, you know, it was just like, we really weren't in the right space of mind, and that also fueled my fire of, we're not ready to take care of this kid. I was scared, I didn't know what to do, and my main thing was gonna put her up for adoption. That was what I was gonna do, but I didn't do it because, you know, it just wasn't fair to me and to my baby, because it was just like, you know, I want to give her that love, but at that time I was scared that I probably wouldn't be able to give her that love, because I didn't love myself and I didn't feel like I knew how to love. You know, I felt like I wasn't going to be a good mom. I felt like, you know, I was just gonna be a letdown because of all of my negative emotions and stuff like that. You know, I was just really scared, and it was just constant fear, constant depression eating at me, making me feel worse and worse, until it came to a point where I started thinking of slip and slide thoughts. And I didn't want to, once I started having those, I was like, yeah, no, I can't. I need help. I need to get help. And I still don't have therapy, but I am getting a lot better now. So that's a good thing. But me and my boyfriend, we were still, you know, kind of in a hick, but we were slowly trying to get better. It was just hard because of things that I couldn't let go of. And all he wanted from me was just to get better and stuff like that. And he felt like, you know, he was really, you know, taking the spark out of me and stuff like that. And he didn't want to do that. And he was like, you know, if I have to separate myself from you to have your happiness back, I'll do that. Which really made me sad because I was like, no, like, don't go. Like, we can work. We can figure it out. Which at the time we couldn't, but we were slowly working up to it. Started getting used to the fact that, you know, okay, well, there's a baby in my stomach. And it felt really cool, like, feeling the kicks and all the hiccups and stuff. Braxton hicks sucked. They didn't hurt. They were just really uncomfortable. It was just like a very tight, like, cramping and stuff. I don't know. I wouldn't say cramping because it didn't feel like a cramp. It was like your stomach got really tight and hard. And when, like, I was sleeping and I turned over, it just felt like I was carrying a big old rock. It was not fun at all. So yeah, that was cool. But during my time of going through what I was going through, all my friends helped me get out the house more and stuff like that. And, you know, I really thank them. Even if we were just sitting in the car talking, I still thank you enough for getting me out the house. Thanks, guys. I love you. Okay, that was doing too much. Anyways, but yeah, I'm thankful for the friends who took me out, you know, and did all the things for me. The thing is, no, I do not have a gender reveal or a baby shower. We were gonna do a gender reveal, but it was too little too late because I literally found out the gender 1 month before I had to give birth. Why did it take so long, Desi? Because the freaking people were doing the most. Like, I had to go, my boyfriend's mom recommended me to another place that his sister did her ultrasounds at. But I was like, well, I don't know if my insurance will pay for that. So I'm going to try and find a free one, which I did. I found a free one, which is cool. But it was so annoying because it's like, okay, well, we need your documents from here, and we got to do it here, and I didn't end up going there. I just ended up going to the goddamn hospital to do it because it was doing the most. So fast forward, which also, by the way, not having her gender was very annoying because everyone's like, oh, do you know what you're having? It looks like a boy. Oh, it's like, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. So, but I had a feeling that it was a girl first when I found out I was pregnant because I just had a feeling. But once my mom was like, I think it's a boy, I think it's a boy, I started having very vivid dreams. Like, I had, like, was it I think I had 2-3 dreams that it was a boy. We nicknamed them her Poopy until we found out her gender. The first dream was, it was a gender reveal and the cake was blue. The second dream, I was holding the baby and the face was blurred, but it looked like a boy. And then the third one, it was a boy, and like it was very clear. So then after that dream, like, I was like, okay, maybe it definitely is a boy. Like, there's no way I just had 3 dreams of it all being a boy and it's not a boy. Like, it's gonna be crazy if it's not. Newsflash, it was not. I went to my ultrasound. I was gonna say gender reveal. Well, I mean, it basically was gender reveal, just in the hospital with no family or friends, just myself. We went and they was like, and I was hoping that I would be able to see her gender because, you know, I was in my 3rd trimester by that time, and my mom was like, well, hopefully, you know, the baby is in a position where they can be able to see their gender, because if not, you won't be able to find out until you give birth. And I was like, I don't want that. Luckily, we was able to find out that it was a girl. She had a lot of hair on her head when we saw the little strands and stuff, and I was really excited. I was really happy. The names that we came up with for if it was a boy, it's going to be Apollo, and if it's a girl, Kiyomi. By the way, for all the people who was cooking my boyfriend for, oh, why'd you pick Apollo? No, he did not pick it. Okay, I put that in my baby name list because I thought it was really cool and I liked it. Okay, he just picked it out when we picked our top 3 names. Okay, we narrowed it down, and that was the one that we chose. So stop playing with me. I will fight y'all. Okay, it was a nice name. Next. But we found out it was a girl, and I was really happy. I showed my boyfriend, and he was also happy to be a girl dad. He actually did. He was like, he don't mind like what gender it was, you know, if it was a boy or a girl, but he did want to be a girl dad just because like he loved seeing the videos of dads with their daughters and stuff. And I also thought that was really cute, and I also loved it because it would give me another side of my boyfriend that I didn't see before. You know, I've seen all his sides with me, but being able to see him give that love to another one of our own is very sweet and beautiful to me. And it's very cute. I love seeing him interact with her, and I love seeing her smiling at him and stuff. And she always be looking for him, always. Whenever he comes home from work, she's just like, where's my father? Where's my dad? I hear him, but I don't see him. Like, it's so cute. He's still learning, obviously. I'm known for, I have 3 siblings. One of them just turned 5 yesterday. They're growing up, but I've been with them in their newborn stages, so I know how to deal with babies. He, on the other hand, does not. That does not mean he doesn't like babies. He just don't know how to deal with them. He's more better with like toddlers, kids, children, you know, the older ones, not the little babies. He loves the cuteness though and stuff like that. He can't deal with the newborn trends, but who can? You know, the newborn stage is always the hardest, not gonna lie. But yeah, so that was the name that we had picked, and he was really excited. I came home to his mom and his sister. Like I said, I live with them. And I was like, okay. I accidentally ended up sweating. I was trying to show her the pictures to show that it was a girl, but I accidentally ended up saying her. And his mom was like, oh, it's a girl? And I was like, oh, well, you know what? I was gonna show you the picture, but yeah, it's a girl. She is really excited. And she's like, oh, look, it's a girl. And his sister started screaming within the shower. It was really funny. They were all excited. And they was like, yes, girls are on the road. We got it. So I was really excited, and December came along, and you know, she was definitely more interactive and stuff, and I'm like, when are these contractions gonna come? And then I started getting some, but they weren't like the strong ones, but I definitely noticed that they weren't Braxton Hicks because I started feeling them in the area where you get, for the girls who know, your period cramps, like down there in your uterus. I started getting those, but they were only so mild, like I could take it, and I was like, oh, okay, like this definitely isn't. Braxton Hicks kind of hurt. So on December 10th, her due date was December 14th. I left the hospital on December 14th. I did not have her on the 14th. But on December 10th, I went to my appointment, and we did a cervix check. Those freaking suck. I hate cervix checks. They stinky. TMI. But what a cervix check is they basically just put your finger up your hoo-ha, and they have to check around to see if you're dilated or not. I was not. I had made no progress, which kind of did make me sad. They were like, don't be too bummed about it. I was bummed. I wasn't like super, I'm like, oh, but I was bummed. I was like, dang, like I made no progress, and we got a couple more days. We need to speed this up. So I scheduled an induction for next Tuesday. If she didn't come. She said no. She said, don't worry, Mom, I'm coming. And on December 11th, my boyfriend, he was at work early in the morning. He came back around 11, and he came back home. He was cuddling and stuff, and I started feeling, you know, my uterus contractions again. And, you know, they were a little hurting. I was like, okay, that kind of hurts a bit, but not too bad. 1 o'clock is when they started picking them up. And I was like, ooh, okay, this kind of hurt. So I go to his sister, and I'm like, hey, like, what's the contraction? What do they feel like? She's like, are they like down, or are they on your stomach, or are they your uterus? Cause she's like, if they're in your stomach, those are just prostate. But if they're in your uterus, those are contractions. I was like, they're in my uterus. He's like, oh yeah, girl, you're having contractions. I was like, oh, awesome. So I text my mom, and I'm like, hey Mom, like I'm having contractions. What do I do? She's like, you know, time them, see how many minutes they are apart, and just, you know, try and stay home as long as you can, you know, just breathe it out, do breathing exercises, and, you know, deal with them. And I was like, all right. So I started tracking them. they were like, they were going back and forth. They'd be 1 to 3 to 2 minutes apart, or they'd be like 3 to 4 to 5 minutes apart. It was like varying around those. I think I had like a note of them. I don't know, maybe I deleted them. I hope I didn't. I don't know. But it was like, it was a lot. Yeah, no, I don't have it. I don't have it nowhere. No, that makes me sad. Oh, nope, I do. Haha, I found it. I do. So yeah, it was like 4 minutes, 409, 309, 420, 530, 404, 509, 143, 110. Like, you know, it was just like going back and forth basically. Like these were all of them. And so they started picking up a lot more in the afternoon. You know, I was breathing, doing my breathings. They really did hurt. But nothing prepared me for them goddamn back labor pains. Oh my goodness. Those were the worst. They were worse than the contractions that I was getting. If I'd rather just have the contractions than the back pains. Like, take the back pain away and just give me the contractions. Because, it felt like, I don't even know what it felt like. Like, it just felt like someone was throwing like a big old mountain of rocks onto my back. Like, it hurt so bad. So my boyfriend has to go to his next job in the afternoon. So I'm not completely home alone. Like, there was still somebody in the house, but I was basically by myself in the room, and I was just doing my breathing. I did not have a yoga ball. Would have helped, but I did not have one. So I just was bouncing on the edge of my bed, was trying to walk around, was like, you know, laying near and stuff and doing my deep breaths, sitting on the toilet backwards. Like, you know, I was taking a bath, trying to do everything to help alleviate the pain as much as possible. And I was just telling my mom, like, man, Mom, this hurts. She's like, it's okay, like, you can do it, Desi. I'm like, I cannot, it hurts. So he comes back home, you know, he ordered us some Burger King because I was hungry during this pain. And my hospital bag ended up coming around that time, which I'm glad, because I was like, bro, I don't think her diaper bag is too small. I need to pack stuff and I need to take stuff home. So it came around the same time, so I'm packing. I get her car seat ready, because I'm like, these contractions hurt way too much for her to not be coming soon. So yeah, I get them and I pack everything up. I'm like, okay, do I have everything? I don't know what else I need. I don't have a lot of stuff to bring. I only have like a couple of clothes. I didn't really bring my own clothes. The only thing I brought was my going home clothes, because I wasn't doing all that. Oh, I need to be comfy in my own pajamas and to the ladies who do that, y'all are great. I, on the other hand, I just felt like it was doing too much for me to do that. So like, I was chilling either way. I didn't care. I didn't want to be wearing any pants while having to wear those little diapers and pads and all that. No thank you. I'm good. So basically the contractions started hurting. They started wearing down around 9 o'clock, and so I was able to get some sleep. But I woke up around 11 because I was really hungry again, so I went downstairs to make me some cereal, and I got me an apple, just something to get me satisfied, you know, before I had to go to the hospital, because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to eat once I got into that goddamn hospital. But during my pregnancy, like, even though I was hungry, yes, I'd mostly be thirsty. Even now, like, I'm not even pregnant anymore, and I'm still only thirsty. I could be hungry, yes, but dang, that's why my main craving was like tropical smoothie. The smoothies would help alleviate that, because it's like, it's food in there and it's a smoothie. So I was thirsty and I was eating, so it was good to me, and she liked the fruits. So yeah, basically 11 o'clock, that's when they start picking up again, and a lot worse this time. And when I tell you I didn't get no sleep, I was up until 7 a.m. with these contractions, and the back pains were so much worse. Like, they started hurting a lot worse this time. And I was asking my boyfriend to put pressure on it, and it just made it a lot worse. And I was like, no, just let go. Just don't. I don't even want to do it anymore. And sorry, breast milk problems. But yeah, it made it a lot worse. I even tried bending down. I tried stretching. The only thing that helped, I couldn't even sit down couldn't even lay on my sides. The only thing that was helping was standing up, and that's what I was doing majority. I was going to the bathroom, couldn't even really pee because it hurt. I'd have to wait for my contractions and my back pains to stop to use the bathroom. So couldn't even poop if I wanted to. So 6 a.m. comes and I'm crying because it's just so much pain. I go to my boyfriend's mom and I'm like, hey, this really hurts. I don't know if I can do it anymore. And she's like, just try and last out for a couple more hours, and then if you feel like you can't do it, then go ahead. So I'm like, all right, bro, I'm gonna thug it out for 1 more hour, and that's exactly what I did. Around 7:37, I text my mom. I'm on the toilet and I'm like, Mom, I cannot do this. I need to go. Like, I think I'm gonna go to the hospital. And she's like, all right, go ahead. Like, go to the hospital. Let me know. Keep me updated on what's going on. I'm like, okay, cool. I go more from like, hey, get your butt up. It's time to get it rolling. And my boyfriend, he's a little. He zones out a lot, and especially when he's waking up, sometimes he can't always grasp what's going on in that moment. He'll get up though if like it's urgent, but he kind of was like still sitting there because he's like, okay, and we're kind of just like still laying there. I'm gathering all our stuff. I put on my coat, grabbed the diaper bag, grabbed the car seat. I look at him and I was like, boy, if you don't get up I was like, if you don't get up out the bed, what are you doing? He was like, oh my bad, I'm sorry. So he gets up, I told him to pack his stuff before he went to work because he still had time to pack a couple things. He wanted to bring his Switch, so I told him, hey, like, pack your stuff if you want to bring it. He wasn't going to be able to use it in the room that we were in after I had her, but we was going to be able to use it in the living room. But he didn't pack anything. He didn't even pack his toothbrush or anything like that. He had to go back home to get that stuff. But yeah, so I'm like, get your stuff, get whatever you can. He grabs whatever he needs, headphones, all type of stuff like that, blah blah blah. And he's taking forever, and I'm burning up in this jacket because I'm hot. But we had to wear a lot of stuff because when I tell you it was cold out there, it was a snowstorm. Like, it wasn't like an actual snowstorm happening, but it was like super cold. Like, once we got out, like, I'm hot, I need cold air. So we go downstairs, open that door, the air hit my face. I said, oh, I want to go back inside, but I was like, nope, might as well. Whoever was like, get in the car, just get in the car, I got it. So he grabs the stuff from my hands, I get in the car. Contractions are still hurting. I try not to lean on my back so much because the back labor pains, like I said, are hurting really badly. And so we drive, and I'm telling my mom, like, hey, we're leaving now. And she's like, all right, cool, keep me updated. We're driving, we get there. He parks, and he's like, okay, you go inside, I gotta go park this car. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll wait for you. He's like, no, if you have to go upstairs, go upstairs. I was like, okay, I'm still gonna wait for you. Why did I choose to wait? I don't know. I just chose to. I go in the hospital, and I put my bags down. I'm sitting there, I'm just like, this freaking hurts. We leave the car seat in the car because obviously, like, we wasn't gonna be leaving anytime soon. But I'm sitting there and I'm trying to breathe through my contractions, and a lady comes and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just she's like, girl, we going up the stairs. He could come, he could follow after. I was like, okay. So she grabs a wheelchair because I can barely even walk anymore. Like, the contractions hurt so bad. And so we go upstairs, and she's like, okay, this is gonna be your nurse and stuff like that. And the nurse is in the elevator with me. Oh, sorry, y'all. Ugh. The nurse is in the elevator with me. She's like, how you feeling? I'm like, great, this hurts, I'm not feeling good. So we get up there, I have to do a sign-in thing. I'm like, I gotta freaking write on paper. I don't want to, these contractions hurt, let me in. But I do it anyway. My boyfriend, he finally comes upstairs and he was like, hey, you need me to sign in? I'm like, no, I got it. So they let me in, they put the little thing on me around my stomach, and I'm just laying there. And obviously I'm having contractions, I can see everything, I'm monitoring them going crazy. And so, yeah, basically I'm just in there, and I'm like, you have contractions? Can you feel them? Yes, I can feel them. They're pretty strong. Yes, I can feel them. And so, I told him, I look at my boyfriend when she leaves. They like, can you need anything? Give me some ice water, please. I'm thirsty. I'm not hungry, I'm just thirsty. Give me something to drink. Can I give you some ice water? I look at my boyfriend. Obviously, by the way, that is not how I talk to the doctor. I'm just saying, like, this is how I was feeling. But I look over, I'm like, hey, text your mom, tell her we're at the hospital. The contractions hurt really bad, I might have to go. So he texted my mom. And she also said, like, hey, keep me updated. And they come back in and they're like, hey, like, so you want to do a cervix check? I'm like, I'm in a lot of pain. But yes, please. Because there's no way these contractions are hurting this bad for me to not at least be 2 or 3 centimeters. they did this cervix check, and they was like, look, you're 5 centimeters. I was like, me and my boyfriend was like, whoa, okay, that's crazy work. I only thought I was like 2 or 3. I didn't really think I got all the way up there. So they was like, yep, you're 90% there. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I texted my mom, like, well, I'm 5 centimeters. And she's like, see, look, I told you laboring at home was a good thing. Like, look how far you made it. Keep in mind, I'm a first-time mom, guys. I've never had a baby before. This is my first baby. So I'm breathing through my contractions. My boyfriend was like, hey, do you want to lay on your back? And I was like, I mean, I guess we could try. He laid me on my back. I said, get me back up. I'm sorry. I can't do this. I can't do this. Get me back up. Please get me back up. So he gets me up, and he's like, okay, so since you're 5 centimeters, we're going to put you in the delivery room. I was like, yay. So they take me in there, and I was like, okay, I'm 5 centimeters. I want that epidural right now. Give it to me. Give it to me, baby. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Give me that epidural, please. Thank you. So, yeah, no. So basically, we got into the delivery room. They wheeled me to the delivery room. My contractions were still hurting really badly, but like I said, I was trying to breathe through them, which I'm surprised I was doing pretty good. I hate pain. I do not have a high pain level for nothing. I would say like I'm in the mediums, the way I was taking those contractions. So I was breathing through the pains, and you know, they had to get my IV and stuff. That also hurt. So they was like, hey, we just have to wait for your lab results to come so we can get the epidural. And I was like, just give it to me. I don't care. But I get it. It was for safety. Make sure I wasn't allergic to nothing in the epidural. So they come in, and they have me sit up and everything like that. You know, I'm updating people on my Instagram and everything like that, so they can know what's going on. Because I posted, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm admitted. And everybody was like, oh my God, what's going on? Are you okay? Are you okay? So I had to make sure I was like updating every moment I had to get. So I got the epidural, and the lady came in and they was like, okay, you ready? So we're just gonna put it in, and then we're gonna wait 15 minutes to see how you're doing, and then yeah, that's it. So I sit up, and they was feeling on my back. So that means like, all right, you ready? And I'm like, yep. They had to put the numbing shot in first, and I could say the numbing shot did not hurt as much as the contractions. I know that's a crazy thing to say, because I know a lot of people are like, the numbing shot hurts, the numbing shot hurts. The way my contractions was feeling, the numbing pain didn't even it didn't even compare to how my contractions and my back labor pains was feeling. I was like, I didn't care. Like when I tell you I was holding my boyfriend's hand, and she put it in, I was like I was breathing through it. I opened my eyes after she put it in, and I look at my boyfriend. He was like, he was so shocked. He was like, you took that like a G. I was screaming when I had to get my numbing pain, because he had like a big like zit under his armpit or something like that, and they had to like, you know, numb it down so he could get it removed. And he said he was screaming, and his sister was saying that when they had to do the numbing cream for her as well, that she was she was running away from the needle, like she didn't even want it. But I was like, I guess I'm just different then, because I did not care. I wanted it. So they put the epidural in. I wait 15 minutes, and I was like, how long does it take for it to kick in? They was like 15 to 20 minutes. 15 minutes come, and I'm still feeling my contractions, but I can tell they're like starting to lower down because of the epidural. And then once that 20 minutes came, everything was fine from there. Everything was peachy keen from there. I was able to breathe. I felt nothing. Like I felt like you didn't feel the pain of the contractions, but you felt the pressure of it. So that's how I knew I was still having the contractions, but I didn't feel the pain of them. Everything was great. I wanted to eat, but you can't eat during the epidural, so I was like, just give me something to drink. Just give me something to drink. I got some apple juice, some orange juice, some water. Like I was just drinking everything. I was eating ice. And then they came in. It was 8 o'clock, and they came in, and you know, they were like, okay, so the baby, you know, they didn't say she flipped around. I'm glad she did, because I did not want a C-section. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was trying to avoid a C-section so hard, I did not want it. I was like, I don't want a C-section. I don't care. I don't want an emergency. No. But they said that the baby's heart was starting to like rate, because, you know, she was stressed out, because obviously I'm stressed, she's trying to come out, I'm trying to get her out. So they was like, okay, we're gonna have to flip you over. So they grabbed a big old beanie, and it was the first time I was able to lay on my stomach, since my stomach like went into the beanie and it like formed around my stomach. So I was just sitting there laying in there, And my knees were numb, so I couldn't even felt it. I can't be on my knees for so long, but I was on my knees for 45 minutes, guys. 45 minutes, and I ain't feel nothing. And I was just sitting there sleeping that whole time. So I'm texting my mom, and I'm texting my friends. They came to see me. Like I said, I am grateful and thankful for the ones who had came to see me and the baby, and the ones who were in the delivery room with me to see me deliver the baby. I love you. They know who they are. So my friends come and they're talking. They're like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for asking." And I told my mom, we get an Uber from my mom so that they can come. I have 3 siblings. They only allow 3 people in the room. Make sure she's okay. But my mom came, and she's like, she's coming from my knees.
Okay, y'all, when I tell you, like, my whole face was cut out of the video for like this part, it's actually crazy. So I'm gonna just sum it up. Basically, I was just saying how, my friends came in and we got an Uber from my mom, and she came in. I was 9.5 centimeters, and I text my mom and I tell her like, hey, like, I'm 9.5 centimeters now, so you can come in. She brought 3 of my siblings, and she texted me and was like, hey, why you got all those people in there? Obviously she was able to come in, but yeah, that was what I was saying, but my face was cut out. So sorry again.
When they freaking did that, bro, I was like, and it just kept going, and it was all warm. I was like, ugh, it felt like I peed on myself. I was like, it's a good thing my water didn't break in public, because like, man, it was so much. Like, and then like, as I'm talking and like, I kind of laugh, like more was coming out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm so glad that I did not have my water break in the public. So, my mom finally comes, and they're like, all right, you ready? I'm like, yep, let's get it rolling. So I'm pushing, and I'm having my baby and everything like that, and everything was great. Like, there was no complications, there was no problems, the baby was doing fine. She was being stubborn now because she kept going back in instead of coming out every time I was pushing. But I was pushing with every contraction, and the only thing that like was annoying was that my face would get so like tight and red, and like I couldn't breathe because I was pushing so hard, and I was like, ugh. But everything was fine. When they had me lay on my side, I was like, can I lay in this position to push her out, because she seems to be, I feel her like coming down more laying that way. And they're like, yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you, doctors, for letting me do that. I know a lot of doctors don't let people do that for some reason. So we're doing that, and I finally get her out at 5:25 p.m. We get her out, and everything was great. I didn't feel anything. The only thing I felt, people talk about the ring of fire, and that's when, you feel the baby's head and the shoulders coming out, and it starts to hurt down there. I'm pretty sure without the epidural, that would hurt like hell, but I have the epidural, so I can only feel the pain just a little bit, but not as much. So she finally comes out, and she was chunky. I pushed out a 9-pound baby. Can you believe it, guys? My tiny self pushed out a 9-pound baby. Me and my mom thought she was gonna be a little tiny thing, because my stomach's so small, but nope, she's a big little chunky thing. And you wanna know a crazy thing? I was only 8 pounds. How my baby beat 1 ounce over me? Crazy. So she comes out, and when she came out, her eyes was just wide open. Like, she was just her eyes were just open. And she's very gray, obviously, and she's so cute. And then she started crying and all the type of stuff. I started crying because I'm like, oh my god, I just pushed out a freaking baby. That's crazy. But once I pushed her out, man, fully, the relief that came out of my body, I was just like, wow. This is what it feels like to have my body back. Great. So obviously I was bleeding a lot. My boyfriend said he was almost going to pass out seeing all the blood that was coming out of me, but other than that, he wasn't going to pass out from anything else. He cut the umbilical cord, and he was able to hold her after they weighed her and wrapped her up and stuff like that. I was able to do skin to skin, and it was really nice. My mom was really happy, and my friend was happy. My friends who came to see her was happy. My boyfriend's mom and sister came, they was happy to see her. Everyone was just so happy. I got some gift bags and stuff like that, and I got me some IHOP after that because I was really craving some pancakes. I love the New York cheesecake pancakes. Oh, those are fire. Shit, I want some right now. But that was what I was craving, and my friend got it for me. We all got some IHOP, and I was bleeding a lot, so we went to IHOP. The doctor helped me go to the bathroom, and she was teaching me how to put on the pads and the diapers and stuff like that. And so it was a lot. After that, basically, after that, you know, we switched rooms and we went to the, what is it? I forgot what room it's called, but basically when we walked out, we had her name signed on the little baby foot, and it was like a board of all the baby feet and stuff and their names and who was born on the day. She was born on the 12th. So we went there and we was in our IHOP. I was holding on to my baby and stuff and just updating everybody on how things were going and sending pictures to my family and stuff like that. And it was just a happy moment. You know, like I said, everything was pretty smooth sailing. I'm glad that my pregnancy delivery went the way that I wanted it to go. And you know, I'm just really blessed and happy that everything was fine. Kiyomi was okay, and you know, there was nothing wrong on our parts. But nothing was gonna prepare me for the pains afterwards. Bro, that hurt. Like, I was getting like period cramps again because you know, all my organs, they were going back into place, and it was hurting like so bad. So I had to take like ibuprofen and stuff like that. But I was taking care of her. My friend was staying with us for the 2 nights that we were there, and then we all left on the 14th, and we officially went home, and everything from there was just great. You know, obviously I only had like one mental breakdown because I was really overwhelmed. Oh, okay. Hey, my dog. You look at yourself in the mirror. But yeah, so everything was fine. She's now 1 month. She's gonna be 2 months and 2 weeks. Where are you going? It's been a journey, you know, with the sleepless nights. She did get sick because we were sick, because it's been cold. It's cold over here in Michigan, okay? We don't play with Michigan weather. It's too cold. That's why I wish you were like a spring or winter baby. I'm a spring or summer baby. But yeah, so the weeks that we've been having her, it's just been a mix of emotions. None of them been sad. Like I said, I only had one mental breakdown. It can be very overwhelming. Trust. Like I said, I'm only 19 and my boyfriend's only 20. You know, we just got into the adult life, so it is very overwhelming as new parents to set our life aside to, you know, help hers and get her life in order. You know, there is a lot to sacrifice, but we try to do what we can to make sure our mental health is good and to make sure that we can still do what we can do while attending to her and making sure her needs are good as well. But every day with her is just a good thing. You know, she cries. What baby doesn't? It can be a lot, but her smiles and her milestones and the things that she does makes up for that. Like I was saying though, all the memories and all of the stuff that she does makes up for the stressful times. I can definitely say that. And yeah, now she's gonna be 2 months, which I'm pretty sure that means she'll officially no longer be a newborn, which is crazy. She's growing up so fast, but she's so cute and she's so funny. This girl has the most mean face. Like, you know, she's just mad at the world all the time. She'll always just be. But it's also really nice to see my face and my boyfriend's face on our child, because it's like, wow, I would have never thought I'd see my face on someone else's, you know, besides my siblings. And girl. And that's pretty much it. That's my story and how everything went. I gotta go feed this girl and change her diaper because she just woke up from her nappy. Well, she's going back and forth. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will try to make more videos. Like I said, I've been very busy lately, but I'll definitely be making vlogs and stuff like that. You'll see more of me, I promise. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. But we will see you guys later. Hopefully she'll be a little bit more happier in the next video I make. Bye guys.